All right, so for starters, we're going to do peri-peri chicken. And all I did was I've got 4 chicken legs. The chicken legs, all I've done is I've put in 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 cloves of garlic, salt and pepper. And I have just marinated that together. Okay, and I did it because I wanted the flavor to be infused. I've only done it an hour ago. It hasn't been sitting here since last night. And we're gonna put this in the oven to bake. Now, you can see that I have left the skin on because I feel for this dish, it dries the chicken out if you take the skin off. I'm gonna put this on as well, just to keep the moisture in. So I'm not separating them completely. Keeping them together next to each other will keep them from drying out as well. So with this, keeping the skin on is actually really beneficial. I've done 4 just so it's manageable for everybody, and then obviously just double the recipe as you need to. It's going into a hot oven. The oven's about 190 or so, and it's going in for about 30-35 minutes. While that's in the oven, we're going to make the sauce for it. We're going to use a food processor, so we're making 2 sauces. I'm going to start with the peri-peri sauce, and we're going to put it aside. For that, we're going to use 1 lemon squeezed. We have habanero chili. So you can see that I've taken the seeds out because otherwise it'd be super, super hot. This is going to add a lot of flavor as well as spice. I have 1 red bell pepper, 1 capsicum. And obviously the color is really important because the deeper the color, the more attractive your look. I have another one that I took out but chose not to use. You can see it looks a bit orangey, so it won't give us a nice vibrant color when we make this dish. And I say 2 cloves of garlic. I put 3 because we like garlic, the garlicky taste in our food. All right, with this also we're going to use paprika. You can use sweet paprika, you can use smoked paprika. It just develops the flavor. As well as that, we'll have some olive oil. So I'm going to put all of this into the blender, and obviously salt and pepper. I'm going to put all of this into the blender and blitz it. So if you follow me, so straight into the food processor. You can do it in a chopper if you want it to be slightly bitty. This will make a nice smooth sauce. In goes the lemon juice. And then paprika. So 2, that's a little bit for good luck. And I put salt on the chicken already. I put salt and pepper. So I'm just putting a bit of salt in there and some olive oil. So in it goes. So that 1/4 cup, but obviously you can see I've just drizzled it on top. And that's it. Your peri-peri sauce is ready. So, if you were here, you could actually smell that habanero chili. It's permeating in the air, and it's absolutely amazing. So, if I had a cold, I'm sure it would relieve that by now, straight away. Remember, chilies are really, really good because they add a lot of, because of their red color, lots of nutrients. So all I'm doing is I'm pouring this marinade into the bowl. And remember, when you do de-seed your chili, if you have very sensitive skin, then I advise that you use gloves because the burn in the skin does last for a while. Okay, so this is your alternative to Nando sauce, and you could see how easy it is to make, and you know exactly what's in there. There's no preservatives, no nothing, no extra bits that numbers, and hopefully it will taste just as good. So we can use this as our sauce for serving as well, and we'll use it to baste our chicken when we put it on the barbecue. Now, all these recipes that I'm sharing doesn't necessarily mean you have to use it on the barbecue. You know, if suddenly it rained, you can do all of this in the oven. So we would otherwise just put this sauce on top and then put it back in the oven. All right, so that sauce is ready for our chicken. We're going to put it aside for. Okay, you can see a lot of the fat has come off because of the skin, but it's going to be really nice and tender. So with this, we're just going to baste our sauce into it. So just using a tablespoon, and we're going to put it on the barbecue, sorry. Now, if I did it in the kitchen, in the oven, you would now baste it completely and put it back in the oven for another 10, 15 minutes, depending how long it needs to cook. And while it's cooking, I think the secret of this one is making sure you keep on turning it on the barbecue. So every few minutes, just turn it over again and again. That's the secret of this. All right. So if you follow me, we're going to go outside. It's on medium heat. It's not very hot because if we do it on really hot, it will just burn our food. So we're going to put the chicken on this side. We're so lucky the weather has completely changed. So I'm going to put it down with the chili side. We put the sauce on that side, the peri peri. I'm going to put that side down first. And I'll baste it again just now. So I'm taking it and pouring it over the top and basting it across. Now, I'll give that a couple of minutes and I'll turn the chicken so the chicken won't be sitting there cooking for like 15, 20 minutes, that's all. Also, we're going to put this fish on. Now this one, remember, we did it without foil, so hopefully this one is going to go nice and crispy for us. And I'm keeping it on the end so it's a little bit easier to turn. Now, the vegetables aren't going on just yet. So now I'm turning the temperature down to low because I don't want everything burning. On low, our chicken is pretty much cooked already, remember. So it's just a matter of caramelizing the sauces and getting them to stick and giving us that flavor of the barbecue on here. Okay. So while this is cooked, and I tend to like to cook chicken in the oven before it comes to the barbecue because we just get scared of, anybody getting food poisoning from basting it, just to keep the flavors in there. And you keep on turning the chicken regularly. So it doesn't, you're not cooking one side completely and then cooking the other side. Normally when we do tandoori chicken, we tend to cook one side and then the other side.
Yes.
So with the peri peri, I think the moistness stays. And obviously because we left the skin on, it will be very moist. But you don't have to eat the skin. It's not very healthy. So I'm not advocating that. But I think there's a lot of flavor that comes out into the chicken by leaving skin on. We have our Nando's chicken. This, because of the habanero, is very spicy. I think there's nothing we can do to avoid that. It is really spicy. So if you're doing it for children, let someone ask the question. I think it would be nice to maybe do a little bit of the habanero just for the flavor, so maybe just a quarter or a half, and then use the red Thai chili, the long red ones. And then make your peri peri sauce. Now, our sauce, you can see how much sauce we still have left over. So that becomes your dipping sauce. You could have peri peri fries. So you make your chips, and then that can go on top.